What's the number one question that you've received over your 2+ decades as the director of the SBDC
Where's
from a business owner?
where's the money?
And so there's a lot of answers to that, right? So some people are saying, "Oh, I'm opening a business. I think you're supposed to give me a grant, or someone is going to give me a grant. There's going to be free money in that case." I think the answer there is no real free money. Loosely is the easiest answer there. But then there's times where people are looking to raise money, but they're not ready for that. And then there's people who need to just make money, right? And so it's more of a sales and a marketing perspective. How do you kind of gauge where that business is in that spectrum of I want free money because I'm opening a business and I feel like the world is supposed to give me, a grant to start my business, to, oh, this business is actually investable, bankable, et cetera, to then actually all they really need is sales?
We go through and do a thorough analysis of the business, their business plan, their idea, their understanding of the marketplace, and we take a look at their financials. And if the financials don't add up, and before COVID, we had a benchmark of industry-specific numbers that we could pull out and evaluate their business plan. For instance, a restaurant, 30% of your costs are in food costs. Well, if I had a prospective business owner come in and said his food costs were only going to be 10%, well, then we knew he wasn't serious or he didn't understand the industry. So, it's back to the drawing board with some guidance from us.
Meaning he was miscalculating 20% of that.
Yeah, he underestimated 20%, which, good luck on that one. You're going to be out of business very quickly. The people who come in looking for grants, you're absolutely right. There are no grants. And we explain that. And that's really one of my hot buttons, because there are way too many unscrupulous people out there who lead people to believe that they have the secret sauce and they can get all that free government money if you only pay them anywhere from $50 to Matthew Lesko to $1,000 to Grants International or something along those lines. And they give you totally useless information, which is a shame because people get taken.
And so when someone is discussing with you and it seems like they're not, they don't have a good understanding or an appetite of what they're really getting into. And I think oftentimes that does happen where people just don't understand all of the hidden cost, if you will, right? And so they're like, oh, well, rent is $1,000. Food is another $1,000. Employees are $1,000. It's going to cost me $3,000 to run this business. But then there's all these other costs in there that they weren't thinking about: insurance, other employees, more food, utilities, and a plethora of other different things that they never were thinking about. Where do you kind of discuss that with them, where it's like, hey, like there is a lot more cost in here than you ever really thought about? Because I think when anyone starts a business, there's this upside that everyone's very optimistic about, and then they're just not thinking about all the costs that are there. So like, how do you kind of help guide them through that process of understanding here really where all the costs probably are?
We have a variety of worksheets that we provide our clients and ask them to fill them out. And a lot of times it really opens their eyes when they see exactly what kind of costs are going to occur on a monthly basis. It's very, very interesting because there are some months where you're going to have that same expense month after month after month. Sometimes those expenses may be semi-annually, sometimes they may be quarterly, sometimes they may be annually. And so you just have to factor those in. So what I do is I have the worksheet, and with all of the different areas of expense that they would anticipate having as a small business owner. And all I ask them to do is just put an X in the block for each month that they think they're going to have to make this payment. And then when they get down to the bottom, figure out, okay, how many X's each month? And that'll give them an idea of what kind of cash flow they're going to be looking at as far as cash going out.
Yeah, and one of the things that really is so that saddens me so much is when the SBDC will get somebody and it's almost too late. Yeah, so to the folks that are listening, if you're thinking about doing something, set up an appointment. Talk to one of the counselors. I mean, the people, they care so much about your success and don't wait until it's too late to start that recovery effort. Do you see the same thing on your side, Jim?
Absolutely. There are many times when people who are in business come in to see us and they're already past the tipping point. There's nothing that can be done to save them. And that's very, very heartbreaking. But these things happen.
Yeah.
We walk them through a very, very structured process on how to shut their business down.
Yeah, and this is like the perfect storm. I mean, it's just amazing. The more you read and learn about just how razor thin margins are in business today, and just a small bump in the road, like we just experienced. It's not necessarily a small bump; it's a big bump. But the companies that have the 6 to 12 months of runway, they're the ones that are doing well. And the fundamentals of business is so important. And I know that you work really hard to teach those fundamentals. I fear my worst nightmare right now would be us entering hurricane season. And boy, wouldn't that be something?
Well, it'd be icing on the cake.
Knock on wood. Someone knock on some wood. Oh, goodness. Well, it's 2020, the year of the crazy, right?
I'm not skipping flood insurance this year. This is not the year to do it.